And I'm going to ask Mr. Bokhari to address the issues of equipment, supplies, and for CMPD.
The first one is around the timeline change from January to November for CMPD's merit salary increase period.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor, please raise your hand. Anyone opposed? All right.
This was the idea of Officer Jack Blowers, who was wounded on April 29th and going to his Army Special Ops training. Not only did CMPD embrace this, they found a way to reduce it to $143,950 by reutilizing and repurposing the inner elements of the IFAC kit and turning this into something that every officer will have in a single place in their vehicle. And the CMPD will be able to figure out details from here. So the motion is to approve $143,950 from ARPA interest or anywhere else the manager decides to identify that money, one-time money, for active shooter med kits.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you.
The premise is this would be enough money, $97,500, to equip at least every division that we have with these shields so that in active shooter situations like we saw on April 29th, these are available division-wide at every shift. So everyone's in full agreement, and my motion is to approve $97,500 for portable ballistic shields.
Can we have a motion and a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your hands. Anyone opposed? No one's opposed, so that's unanimous. Okay.
Thank you. And then this is the last one, and I'm just going to give folks a little context and then throw out a solution here. So for the last 2.5 years, I've been asking every patrol officer I run into how they feel about outer carrier vests. This has been hundreds and hundreds of them, and I always have the same answer every single time. It's what they want for various reasons in a very passionate way. They cite the back pain of carrying weight on their belts that would be redistributed. They cite the hot nature, which would be cooler on the outside versus the undershirt versions. They've cited attachments and being able to attach the active shooter med kits that we just talked about to them and have their hands free, as well as we learned on April 29th, the grab harnesses that can be grabbed with one hand to be able to drag somebody out while having another hand to defend yourself. I have come to the conclusion that this is the single biggest impact to morale that we could make over the last 10 years and over the next 10 years, and simply for the fact that every single person I've talked to wants it for various reasons, and it impacts everyone. Everybody wears a vest out there inside their shirt that is on patrol. Concerns have been raised to me by CMPD leadership on the safety of outer vests. I took these concerns very seriously and have had several conversations with global experts in R&D and protective equipment, which has provided sufficient answers to all those questions. There is no material increase in risk. After addressing all those concerns and understanding the significant positive impact this will have on officer comfort, safety, and most important to me, morale, unfortunately, we are still in an impasse to getting this done, and at this point, it is for a single reason. The chief of police does not like how they look. Even though bike cops currently wear them, SWAT members currently wear them, 250 officers with doctor's notes for ADA reasons wear them. In fact, the only group in CMPD that doesn't have them is both the largest and the most at risk, over 1,000 patrol officers, the rank and file that protects this city on our streets every day, the ones who ran towards danger on April 29th, and the ones I've asked how important this is to them over 2 years now, gathering data points to come to my conclusion, and I have not heard a single no during that time. I want to be really clear, I don't believe the role of counsel is to tell the chief how to run his department, even though we have precedent for doing that in the past, when decisions were made to not purchase certain equipment or attempts were made to defund ammunition purchases that he requested. But there comes a time after 2.5 years when respect has been given and attempts have been made that other actions must be taken. I made an attempt to find middle ground yesterday with the chief, one last attempt in what has been one of the most difficult decisions of my life arriving at this point, to just make the currently used ADA vests more widely available to patrol officers, and that was flatly rejected as well without even discussing it. So due to the sensitivity of this topic, I am not going to put my colleagues in an uncomfortable position to have to vote on this today, and am formally retracting my motion for outer carrier vests being added to our budget. However, I am doubling down on my commitment to find the $500,000 one-time investment from other sources in the city budget, and will be applying maximum pressure to enable our rank-and-file officers to wear them when they are out protecting us. I am completely committed to achieving this outcome as an individual citizen. I'll close by saying this. I have always counted Chief Jennings as a friend, and I still believe he is one of the best chiefs I have seen in my over 2 decades living here. He navigated us through the riots and through the April 29th tragedy in a way I don't think anyone else could have. He has championed many initiatives for mental health and pay. This is not a critique on him personally. This is a factual clarification for why we are at this impasse on a topic this important to officer safety and morale. And my only purpose for saying all this publicly is that I need the residents and private sector of Charlotte to understand where and why we are stuck on this point, so I can move forward on my singular mission of getting it unstuck. If we can't get this done now, after everything that has happened, it will never get done. I withdraw my budget adjustment proposal.